Last month, a customer rolled into my shop driving a 1998 Toyota Camry with 712,000 miles on the odometer. Original engine, original transmission, still running strong. The owner, a retired postal worker, had followed a maintenance routine he learned from a Japanese mechanic back in 2001. Every single maintenance decision he made was based on what Japanese Toyota owners do, not what American dealerships recommend. The difference? His Camry outlasted 3 of his co-workers' vehicles combined. While they were buying new cars every 150,000 miles, he just kept driving the same Camry year after year. When I asked him what his secret was, he pulled out a worn notebook filled with handwritten maintenance schedules, driving techniques, and fluid change intervals that looked nothing like the American owner's manual. "A Japanese mechanic taught me this," he said. "He told me if I wanted my Toyota to last like they do in Japan, I had to maintain it like the Japanese do." I photographed every page of that notebook. Then I spent the next 6 months researching Japanese Toyota and Lexus maintenance practices, talking to factory technicians, and reading Japanese owner forums through translation software. The differences are staggering, and they explain exactly why the average Toyota in Japan lasts over 300,000 miles while the average American Toyota gets junked at 180,000. I've been working on Japanese cars for 19 years, and these Japanese maintenance secrets are the real reason Toyotas and Lexus vehicles can hit 700,000 miles. In this video, I'm revealing the exact Japanese maintenance philosophy and specific techniques that turn ordinary Toyotas into legendary long-distance machines. Let's get into it. The Japanese maintenance philosophy: prevention over repair. Before I give you specific maintenance intervals, you need to understand the fundamental difference between Japanese and American car culture. Americans maintain cars reactively. We wait until something breaks, then we fix it. Oil changes every 10,000 miles, because that's when the maintenance light comes on. Transmission fluid labeled lifetime, because we don't want to think about it. Japanese owners maintain cars proactively. They service components before they fail. They replace fluids early. They inspect constantly. The goal isn't just to keep the car running, it's to prevent wear from ever happening in the first place. This philosophical difference shows up in every maintenance decision. American Toyota owners change their oil every 10,000 miles because the owner's manual says so. Japanese Toyota owners change oil every 5,000 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first. The result? Japanese maintained engines show dramatically less wear at 200,000 miles than American maintained engines. I've torn apart both. The difference is visible. Japanese maintained engines look almost new inside. American maintained engines show sludge, varnish, and measurable wear on bearing surfaces. Secret number 1: the 5,000-mile oil change rule. No exceptions. This is the foundation of Japanese Toyota maintenance. Never, under any circumstances, exceed 5,000 miles between oil changes. I know what you're thinking, but Toyota says I can go 10,000 miles with synthetic oil. That's technically true under perfect conditions. Daily highway driving in moderate temperatures with high-quality fuel and no stop-and-go traffic. How many American drivers meet those conditions? Almost none. Here's what Japanese Toyota owners know. Short trips, city driving, extreme temperatures, and lower quality American gasoline all degrade oil faster than Toyota's testing accounts for. By 7,000 miles, even good synthetic oil has lost enough protective additives that wear accelerates. The Japanese 5,000-mile rule accounts for real-world driving. Change your oil every 5,000 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first, and your engine will last twice as long as someone following the 10,000-mile interval. Here's the proof. I've inspected valve trains on 250,000-mile Toyotas maintained both ways. The 5,000-mile engines show minimal wear and zero sludge buildup. The 10,000-mile engines show carbon deposits, varnish on the cam lobes, and worn valve lifters. Use full synthetic oil that meets Toyota's specifications. For most models, that's 0W20 or 5W30. Stick with quality brands: Mobil 1, Castrol Edge, Pennzoil Platinum, or genuine Toyota oil. And always replace the oil filter with every change. That dirty filter sends contaminated oil back through your engine. Secret number 2: the first 1,000-mile break-in that nobody tells you about. Japanese Toyota owners treat the first 1,000 miles like the most critical miles the car will ever see. How you drive during this period literally determines how your engine performs for the next 500,000 miles. Here's the Japanese break-in method. Keep RPMs below 4,000 for the first 1,000 miles. No hard acceleration. No sustained highway speeds above 65 miles per hour. Vary your speed constantly. Don't use cruise control during break-in. The engine needs different loads to seat the rings properly. Avoid short trips under 10 minutes. The engine needs to reach full operating temperature to burn off moisture and contaminants. Change the oil at exactly 1,000 miles, even though Toyota says to wait until 10,000 miles. This first oil change removes all the metal particles created during break-in. If you leave those particles in the oil for another 9,000 miles, they circulate through the engine, causing additional wear. I've seen the long-term difference this makes. Toyotas broken in properly never develop oil consumption issues. Toyotas that were driven hard immediately often start burning oil by 100,000 miles. Those first 1,000 miles set the foundation for everything that follows. Secret number 3. Transmission fluid at 30,000 miles, then every 60,000. In America, Toyota labels transmission fluid as lifetime on most models. In Japan, lifetime means the warranty period, not the actual life of the vehicle. Japanese Toyota and Lexus owners change transmission fluid at 30,000 miles for the first change, then every 60,000 miles after that. Why 30,000 for the first change? Because the first 30,000 miles generate the most wear. The transmission is breaking in. All of this creates metal particles that float in the fluid. If you leave those particles in the transmission for 100,000 miles, they act like sandpaper on internal components. By the time you hit 150,000 miles, your transmission is already damaged. The 30,000-mile first change removes all that break-in debris. After that, changing fluid every 60,000 miles keeps contamination levels low. Here's the method. Simple drain and fill, not a full flush. A drain and fill removes about 40% of the old fluid, which is enough to refresh the system without causing problems. Use only genuine Toyota WS fluid for most automatics and CVTs, or CVTFE fluid for specific CVT models. Never use universal ATF. I've seen Lexus LS sedans with 400,000 miles on the original transmission, still shifting perfectly because the owner followed this 30,000/60,000 schedule. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Secret number 4. Coolant every 30,000 miles for the first change. Most American Toyota owners wait until 100,000 miles to change coolant. Japanese owners change it at 30,000 miles, then every 50,000 miles after that. Here's why. Toyota's pink super long life coolant is excellent, but it still degrades. After 30,000 miles, it starts to lose its protective additives and becomes slightly acidic. That acidity attacks rubber hoses, gaskets, and aluminum components. The first victims are usually the water pump seals and thermostat housing. But if you wait long enough, acidic coolant eats through the radiator, heater core, and head gaskets. The 30,000-mile first change removes all factory residue and contaminants from break-in. After that, 50,000-mile changes keep the coolant fresh. For Lexus and Toyota hybrids, don't forget the inverter coolant. It's a separate system that cools hybrid components. Change it on the same schedule. I've seen $3,000 inverter failures caused by nothing more than old, contaminated coolant. Use genuine Toyota Super Long Life coolant mixed 50/50 with distilled water. Never use tap water. Secret number 5. Spark plugs at 60,000 miles, not 120,000. Toyota's American maintenance schedule calls for spark plug replacement at 120,000 miles. Japanese owners replace them at 60,000 miles. Why? Because worn spark plugs make the engine work harder. That stresses ignition coils, catalytic converters, and oxygen sensors. By the time you hit 120,000 miles on old plugs, you've already caused damage to components that cost 10 times more than spark plugs. At 60,000 miles, replace all spark plugs with OEM Toyota or Denso Iridium plugs. Match the exact part number. Here's a critical step. Apply anti-seize compound to the plug threads before installation. Spark plugs can seize in aluminum cylinder heads. I've had to drill out seized plugs that turned a $200 job into a $1,200 nightmare. Also, use dielectric grease on the plug boots. This prevents arcing and makes future removal easier. Secret number 6. Differential and transfer case. Fluid every 30,000 miles. If you drive a 4Runner, Tacoma, Sequoia, Land Cruiser, Tundra, GX, or LX, this is critical. Japanese owners service the differential and transfer case every 30,000 miles without fail. Most Americans never touch these components. The fluid turns black, collects metal shavings, and eventually the gears start wearing down. Japanese maintenance prevents this. The first service at 30,000 miles removes all the break-in metal particles. After that, every 60,000 miles keeps the fluid fresh and the gears protected. Use genuine Toyota gear oil that meets the correct GL rating. For most applications, that's 75W85 or 75W90. Always replace the drain plug gasket. This $200 service every 60,000 miles prevents $3,000 differential replacements. I've seen 4 runners with 350,000 miles on original differentials because the owner followed this schedule. Secret number 7, brake fluid. Every 2 years, no matter the mileage. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, meaning it absorbs moisture from the air. Over time, that moisture lowers the fluid's boiling point and causes internal corrosion of brake lines, calipers, and ABS components. American Toyota owners often ignore brake fluid until something fails. Japanese owners replace it every 2 years, regardless of mileage. Even if you only drive 5,000 miles per year, the fluid still absorbs moisture. 2 years is the maximum safe interval. Use DOT3 or DOT4 fluid that meets Toyota specifications. Bleed the system starting from the wheel, farthest from the master cylinder. The pedal should feel firm, never spongy. Fresh brake fluid costs $30 and 30 minutes of work. A new ABS module costs $2,000. Secret number 8, annual inspections beyond basic maintenance. Japanese car culture emphasizes comprehensive annual inspections. While we don't have that legal requirement in America, Japanese Toyota owners still perform thorough annual checks. Here's what they inspect every year. All fluid levels and condition, tire tread depth and wear patterns, suspension bushings and ball joints for wear, brake pad thickness and rotor condition, exhaust system for leaks or rust, battery voltage and terminal condition, all belts for cracks or glazing, underbody for rust or damage. This comprehensive inspection catches small problems before they become expensive failures. A $15 worn bushing gets replaced before it destroys a $400 control arm. I recommend every Toyota and Lexus owner perform this inspection annually or pay a trusted mechanic $100 to do it. Secret number 9, premium fuel for certain engines, always. Japanese Lexus owners always use premium fuel in engines designed for it, even when the manual says regular recommended. Engines like the Lexus ES 350's 3.5 liters V6, IS 350, GX 460's V8, and any turbocharged Toyota or Lexus engine all benefit from premium fuel. Yes, they'll run on regular, but over 200,000 miles, the carbon buildup from regular fuel damages valves and pistons. Japanese owners use premium exclusively on these engines. The extra cost is about $300 per year, but it prevents $1,500 carbon cleaning services and extends engine life significantly. For naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engines like the Camry's 2.5 liter, regular fuel is fine. Secret number 10, keep it completely stock. Here's the final Japanese secret. Keep your Toyota or Lexus completely stock. No aftermarket modifications, no performance chips, no oversized wheels, no lowering springs. Toyota engineers spent millions designing every component to work together perfectly. When you modify one thing, you throw off that balance. Japanese owners keep factory wheels, factory suspension, factory exhaust, everything exactly as Toyota intended. The result? Cars that run for 700,000 miles without major issues. Meanwhile, modified Toyotas start having problems at 150,000 miles because the oversized wheels stress the wheel bearings or the lowered suspension wore out the CV axles. Keep it stock and your Toyota will outlast anything else on the road. The driving habits that get you past 700,000. Japanese Toyota owners also share specific driving habits. They warm up their engines gently, no revving after a cold start. They don't ride the brakes. Smooth, gradual stops keep components alive longer. They keep meticulous records. Every service is documented. They drive consistently. Long highway trips are easier on engines than constant short trips. They fix small problems immediately. Squeaks, clunks, or smells get investigated right away. They use cruise control wisely on flat highways, but avoid it in hilly terrain. The math that makes this worth it. Here's what this maintenance schedule actually costs. Oil changes every 5,000 miles, $50 each, 10 per year equals $500. First coolant change at 30,000 miles, $120. First transmission service at 30,000 miles, $150. Spark plugs at 60,000 miles, $200. Brake fluid every 2 years, $80. Differential services, if applicable, $200 every 60,000 miles. Total annual maintenance cost, about $800 to $1,000 per year. Compare that to buying a new car every 150,000 miles. A $35,000 car that lasts 150,000 miles costs you 23 cents per mile. A $35,000 Toyota that lasts 700,000 miles costs you 5 cents per mile. That's $18,000 saved for every 100,000 miles driven. Over 700,000 miles, you save $126,000 by maintaining one Toyota instead of buying multiple replacements. These Japanese secrets aren't expensive. They're an investment that pays for itself many times over. Your Toyota or Lexus was built to last 700,000 miles. The engineering is there. The durability is there. All you have to do is maintain it the way Japanese owners do, and you'll get there. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as I am sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.